Government mulls creation of another deputy IGP post. Health Ministry confirms latest Japanese encephalitis case in KOTA SAMARAHAN. Good evening, I'm Jessica Lee and you're watching News on 2. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi has disclosed that the government may create a second Deputy Inspector General of Police position to address the rising threat of terrorism. In line with this, Datuk Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid also highlighted the urgency to establish the Counter-Terrorism Department or CTD, strengthening the country's preparedness and enhance the police force's capabilities to counter the increasingly intense global threats of terrorism from which Malaysia is not excluded.
Tentang personaliti yang akan dilantik jika ianya diluluskan oleh Suruhanjaya Pasukan Polis dan atas perkenan Juli Yang Maha-Mulia Yang di-Pertuan Agong atas nasihat Yang Amat Berhormat dan Menteri, maka pengesahan itu akan dilakukan atau sebaliknya.
Datuk Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid, who is also Home Minister, added that the ministry has yet to identify the person to lead the Counter-Terrorism Department. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Khalid Boubacar today reaffirmed that PDRM will not be complacent about the nation's security despite Malaysia's ranking as the 29th peaceful country in the world on the Global Peace Index or GPI 2017. Nonetheless, he said the achievement of the index is the result of the cooperation of all stakeholders who value the nation's peace and security above all else.
Saya sebut tadi dalam hal-hal cyber security ini kita pun tak mau bercakap banyak, ya? Kerana lagi banyak kita cakap, lagi banyak kita mendedahkan diri kita kepada attack. Jadi tetapi ketahuilah bahawa kita mengambil semua langkah-langkah dalam kita memastikan keselamatan sistem kita dan data kita.
Tan Sri Khalid was speaking to reporters after a Memorandum of Understanding or MOU signing ceremony between PDRM and University Technology Malaysia UTM. The MOU will see the two parties form a partnership in the field of research and education, particularly in the field of forensic science, learning and research at UTM. The Health Ministry has today confirmed the case of Japanese encephalitis or JE in KOTA SAMARAHAN, Sarawak to date. Now, its Minister, Datuk Sri Dr. Subramaniam, said the victim, a 7-year-old boy from Taman Sentoria, KOTA SAMARAHAN, Kuching, was warded in Hospital Umum Sarawak on May 25th. Datuk Sri Dr. Subramaniam said JE outbreaks happened from time to time in the state due to the peculiarity of the lifestyle in Sarawak.
We only got this report of this case yesterday, so we have put in the measures, triggered off the public health response to control it, and we will keep on reporting as to what an extent whether any new cases or it has been isolated to that one particular case.
The victim was declared JE positive following the results of his cerebrospinal CSF fluid blood test. The Health Ministry is currently in discussion with the Education Ministry to introduce a special Bahasa Melayu examination for medical graduates who failed their Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia or SPM Bahasa Melayu paper. According to Deputy Health Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Hilmi Yahya, the move is in line with the decision made by the Cabinet on Wednesday to retract the relaxing of the Bahasa Melayu requirement for those who wish to become UD41 contract medical officers. Datuk Sri Dr. Hilmi stressed that it is of utmost importance for doctors in this country to be able to communicate well in their national language.
Sekarang kita dah tengah berunding dengan KPM, Kementerian Pendidikan dan Pelajaran Malaysia, untuk supaya mengadakan satu paper khas untuk bahasa sahaja. Tak payahlah diambil sampai 6 subjek. Ambil satu subjek bahasa cukup lah. Dia sibuk dengan kerja dia, jadi diperlukan peluang untuk buat bahasa sahaja.
He said this when met by reporters after closing an orientation seminar at the College of Allied Health Sciences in Sungai Buloh, Selangor. Meanwhile, Datuk Sri Dr. Hilmi said the rabies outbreak is under control as the ministry, together with the Veterinary Services Department, have taken preventive and control measures, including holding seminars and public awareness campaigns.
Kita bekerjasama dengan pihak veterinary. Veterinary buat kerja dia, kita buat kerja kita. Kita bagi banyak lecture, banyak ceramah bagaimana nak menjaga kesihatan, bagaimana nak mencegah penyakit ni. Kita tahu tanda-tanda rabies.
On Tuesday, 2 young siblings infected by rabies following an outbreak at Kampung Paun, Sungai Rimu, Serian, Sarawak, passed away. Another rabies victim, a 7-year-old girl, was categorized as critically ill at the Sarawak General Hospital Intensive Care Unit. A new enactment entitled the Negeri Sembilan Emblems, Titles and Awards Prevention of Improper Use Enactment 2017 will be tabled at the Negeri Sembilan State Assembly next month to counter the sale of fake titles. Now, under the new enactment, those unauthorized to confer titles will face jail time and also have to pay compounds. Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Muhammad Hassan said only the state government and the Yang di-Pertuan Besar Tuanku Muris Tuanku Munawir are allowed to bestow honorary titles. However, things have gotten out of hand as there are many bogus individuals with fake titles and the state is taking action to put a stop to it. Prior to this, the existing state law was based on the offences relating to the Awards Act 2016 and Symbols and Name Bill Prevention of Abuse Amendment 2016. The new enactment will be tabled at the upcoming State Assembly sitting on August 7th. The Labuan Immigration Department has nabbed 7 foreign workers for not possessing valid travel documents ever since the e-card enforcement operations began on June 30th. Now, according to Labuan Immigration Department Director Ahmad Abu Bakar Ali, the foreigners were detained in 8 operations since July 1st until last night. Among the 7 foreigners detained were 4 Bangladeshis and 3 Filipinos between 5 and 45 years old. They will be charged under Section 55A, 55B and 55E and 56(1)D of the Immigrations Act 1959-1963 or the Anti-Human Trafficking and Anti-Smuggling of Migrants Act, ATIPSOM 2007, Amendment 2010. Meanwhile, Immigration Director General Datuk Sri Mustafa Ali has warned all foreign workers without e-cards to surrender to the authorities in order to avoid being fined or imprisoned. Those who surrendered will be fined 400 ringgit as opposed to the 5,000 ringgit compound they will be slapped with should they be caught without the e-cards. An Indonesian man was charged in the Slim River Magistrates Court today with involvement in terrorist activities. Now, the accused, Rino Kaswara Kasmar, 34, however, did not make any plea when the 3 charges were read out to him by the court interpreter. On the first charge, he is accused of knowingly supporting the Daesh militant group via the Telegram application, which upon conviction under Section 130J, subsection 1A of the Penal Code, carries a jail term of up to 30 years. On the second charge, he is accused of promoting through Telegram the membership for the Mujahidin Indonesia Timur and the Daesh group under the name Rijal Mujahidin Minangkabau. Charge was read under Section 120GB of the same Act, which also carries a jail term of up to 30 years. On the final charge, the accused was charged with possessing a mobile phone containing terror-related materials, which under Section 130JB1A of the Penal Code carries a 7 years jail term and fine. He was accused of committing the offences at Jalan Pasar Slim River between May 2nd and June 12th. Magistrate Intan Nurul Farina Zainal Abidin said August 7th for remention pending transfer of the case to the High Court in Kuala Lumpur. The former chairman of Masjid Al-Hamidin, Bukit China, Melaka, pleaded not guilty at the Aikaro Sessions Court on charges of cheating and breach of trust in relation to the sale and purchase of a Waqaf land owned by the mosque almost 12 years ago. Mokhtar Ali, 61, was charged with cheating the board of the mosque by deceiving them into agreeing to sell the land belonging to the mosque to an individual, Yong Lang Yao, 66, with 140,000 ringgit. And he was charged under Section 420 of the Penal Code. Judge Mir Sulaiman Ahmad Tarmizi granted Mokhtar a 15,000 ringgit bail and 1 surety. August 9th was fixed for remention of the case. Now, Melaka police have arrested 2 men and seized various kinds of drugs at a raid in Kampong Krubong, Melaka last Wednesday. Among the drugs found included heroin weighing 355 grams, 100 pills containing drugs, and 15 grams of methamphetamine. Melaka Chief Police Dr. Abdul Jalil Hassan in a press conference said that during the raid, the 2 suspects tried to escape through the back door of the unnumbered house but were successfully apprehended. A body search conducted on the first suspect found an envelope of money in the fist of his right hand, including a plastic packet containing a substance suspected to be heroin, weighing approximately 33 grams. Now, police have searched the house alleged to be a drug-dealing port on a small scale in the area and also found an array of drugs in their possession. The case is being investigated under Section 39B of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952, which carries the death sentence upon conviction. A motorcyclist was killed in an accident involving 3 vehicles along kilometre 49, Jalan Batu Pahat Mersing in Johor. The victim, R. Sri Agilan, aged 29, died at the scene after the motorcycle he was riding in was hit by a car. It was believed that the victim was hit by a car driven by Dawson Yap Yiswan, 19, just as both vehicles were about to turn right towards Jalan Teknologi Utama, Taman Perindustrian Kiara Crystal. Sri Agilan died on the spot due to the massive impact of the crash. The incident also resulted in Dawson losing control of his car before swerving into the opposite lane and colliding head-on into another car. However, Dawson, along with Muhammad Afuk Akmal Kasim and Norashlida Ali, who were in the other car, only sustained minor injuries. They have been sent to hospital in Besar Haja Kalsum for treatment. The case is being investigated under Section 41 of the Road Transport Act 1987. Labuan's tourism industry would be rejuvenated with the introduction of Malindo Air's direct Taiwan-Labuan charter route today. Now, charter flights that will be using the 11 Boeing 737-800s until August 13, 2017 is expected to also boost the island's economy. Today, 160 tourists from Taiwan who arrived on the maiden charter flight was met by Labuan Member of Parliament Datuk Rosman Isli at the Labuan International Airport. Datuk Rosman, when met by reporters, said tourists are given 2 package deals that enable them to explore the island's beauty, which is filled with history, culture and seafood.
Mereka akan berada di Labuan sebenarnya 5 hari 4 malam. Jadi charter flight ini akan tiba ke Labuan setiap 5 hari lah. Dan mereka punya itinerary di Labuan memang sudah disusun atur penuh dan mereka akan sempat untuk dibawa ke pulau-pulau. Kita banyak pulau-pulau kecil lagi selain daripada pulau Labuan itu sendiri.
Datuk Rosman noted that apart from enhancing Labuan's economy via the tourism sector, the move would also benefit Labuan residents. In addition to Taiwan, Labuan, through the Labuan Corporation and other related agencies, also plan to attract South Korean tourists by using the same method. Sabah Electricity Sdn Bhd or SESB has been urged to take stern action against electricity thieves in squatter colonies. Now, according to Sabah Resource Development and Information Technology Assistant Minister Dato' Hamisa Samad, illegal power connection is the main cause of fires in such areas yearly. Now, Dato' Hamisa cited the latest incident on Saturday at Kampung Hidayah Batu Empat, Jalan Apas, near Tawau, in which 261 houses were razed, rendering 1,960 squatters homeless. Dato' Hamisa said the incident should be a lesson to all parties and SESB must be able to curb power theft, which is becoming more rampant. The Tanjung Batu Assemblyman told this to reporters after presenting rice to victims of the latest fire at the Relief Operations Centre in Tawau today. Malaysia's trade grew by 31.5% to 153.3 billion ringgit in May 2017, as against the 116.6 billion ringgit recorded in the same month of last year. According to the Ministry of International Trade and Industry, or MITI, Exports rose 32.5% to 79.4 billion ringgit and imports by 30.4% to 73.91 billion ringgit, resulting in a trade surplus of 5.49 billion ringgit, the 235th consecutive month of a trade surplus recorded since November 1997. Overall, the ministry said in a statement the better export performance in May 2017 was reflected in the positive growth in exports of manufactured goods, which grew by 16.43 billion ringgit to 66.61 billion ringgit, compared to 50.18 billion ringgit in the corresponding month a year ago. The higher exports was on account of increased exports of electrical and electronics, petroleum products, chemicals and chemical products, rubber, iron and steel products, machinery, equipment and parts, as well as the manufacture of metal. Exports to ASEAN remained strong and jumped 34.1% to 42.2 billion ringgit and accounted for 27.5% of Malaysia's total trade, buoyed by increased shipments of electrical and electronic products, petroleum products, chemicals and chemical products, machinery, equipment and parts, as well as processed food. And that concludes this evening's edition of News on 2. In our top story, government mulls creation of another deputy IGP post to help address terrorism threat. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon for more updates. I'm Jessica Lee. Thank you for watching.